Hi, it's we four again. So today we want to share an interesting topic which you may not have thought about it many times, but I hope after watching this video, you might have some insights. Uh, Today, we want to talk about how down to earth is Buddhism. Buddhism always has an impression for many that it's something for the old nannies or the old people, and it's something completely not down to earth. Why isn't it down? Why is it not down to earth? Because people think that if I become a Buddhist, then I must eat vegetables. I have to become a vegetarian. I cannot have sex. I have to shave my hair, get into the temple, practice my mantra every day, sweep the floor every day, or alternatively, I can get into the jungle, go into the mountains, and live there for my entire life until I become Buddha. Uh, this is, simply put, is completely wrong. Uh, why? Before we get into why, let's see why are these young Buddhists. How did they become a Buddhist? So, Scarlett first.
Uh, because when I was very small, I saw the monk in the TV shows, and I was like, oh, maybe I will be one of them when I'm older. Then it's something I can explain, but I think it's interesting, and then after that, I do have a feeling that I will become a Buddhist one maybe in future, something like that. Then, uh, but when I was young, people being like, "Oh, you must be vegan or vegetarian," and uh, it seems like you can have all the fun that you can experience like other people. But after I really read books about Buddhism and search for the information, Buddhism is not like that. How to say?
It's not like some of other religions
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
that forbids you or just tell you that other religions they are fake.
Yeah. So I think they if we are talking about only love or religions, Buddhism is very
Down to earth.
yeah, and then and Buddhism accept a lot of other things. There are a lot like, oh, you are wrong. That's wrong. You can't follow all those rules. Something like that. Buddhism is at the end of Buddhism is most likely what you do and how you treat other people in your life, and that's it.
So basically, Buddhism is actually a set of, I will not use the word rules because they're not really that compulsory. Instead, they're mostly philosophies and wisdoms on how you should live your life. So it's everyday wisdom. Well, what about you, Hey?
Um, and I was studying my secondary school. There's a class called Mo class, and they will introduce what's Buddhism. And at that day, I think I just sleep in the class. But when I grow up and I listen more and know more about Buddhism, I think Buddhism is somehow explaining the world, and it's quite down to earth. For example, our mentor always said that you need to recite mantra every day, and for other regions, you pray every day is a ritual, but for Buddhism, they call it a practice, and you keep meditate, you keep reciting mantra every day, and you get closer to the Buddha, closer to the Buddha. I think this is a good practice for us, and not for only practicing Buddhism, but also you can apply it on daily life. Because there's a book called Atomic Habit, and it's telling you that if you improve or you practice every day, improve 1% every day, and you closer to success. And that's why we practice that's why that's our mentor call. That's our mentor. They ask us to go practice every day and recite the mantra every day. Because you practice every day and you do it, you keep doing and doing every day, you keep improving, and one day you will become Buddha, and one day you will be success.
So they set
this
a
is
goal.
one of the principle, or one of the truth for you, for not about religion, it's about your life, how to do something, how to reach your ambition, how to reach your goal.
So what you're saying is that Buddhism is a very good example that give you a goal and to tell you
how to do it,
and you keep doing that, and you get one step closer than one step, and then somehow you reach that goal. So right. So that's not religion. That's also a wisdom of our daily life. Because if you set a goal for yourself, then the next step is that you have to think how you should be, how you will be reaching that goal.
Yeah, and Buddhism code, they will tell you not to think only, but you need to do it, right?
Need to
You need
Right.
to do it every day, and
Wow.
you need to keep practicing, keep studying,
And keep improving.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And you?
Well, because I believe in karma and uncertainties. You know, we fail to predict what happened next, and then just like I cannot find the answer why we are here, and then I cannot find the answer why we have to suffer a lot. Don't you think we suffer a lot when we are alive?
Sometimes.
Yeah, so that's why I think life is difficult, and I don't know. Maybe sometimes I feel like I want to give up. I want to give in, and then Buddhism, like like just like telling me no, you have to carry on because this is life. Life is full of uncertainties and it's full of what you're experiencing. It is karma, and so that's why you're here, and then you have to experience what you have to undergo.
You happily accept the bad things. Just you accept the good thing.
Yeah.
Why you're not accepting the bad things?
Yeah, exactly.
This
So
is what karma tells us.
yeah, this is karma. So just
It's
like
good and bad.
yeah, exactly. Just telling us we have to accept that something good happened, but at the same time bad will happen as well. But why we have to um, so how do we face it? This is the problem. This is the wisdom.
Right. So yeah. So you've heard two stories and a personal view on how they perceive Buddhism. So so Buddhism is really not something for the old people, because if you have a perception that Buddhism is for old people, then probably you completely misunderstood what Buddhism is about. And of course, this misconception is also very common, particularly amongst a lot of Buddhists. Yeah, because we have a lot of Buddhists who feels that we have met a lot of Buddhists who, or so-called Buddhists, who said they practice the mantra every day, but at the same time they do not believe that all people are equal. They do not believe that all people might become Buddhas someday, and they believe that they are the people who knows Buddhism the most, and they just live within their own very tiny world, but not seeing the full picture. What's the full picture is that Buddhism tells us that we are here. Why we are here? We are here because of karma, and we are here because we have a chance to become Buddha. How do we become Buddha? We become Buddha by opening our wisdom, by removing all our poisons. Poisons mean desires, greed, hatred, jealousy, something like that. And how do we develop our wisdom so that we can get rid of this poison? That's by living your daily life. So if you move into a temple and practice mantra every day for the coming decades, or if you go into the jungle and stay there for the future decades, you're not going to have a chance to go to these. You will not have the chance to understand these poisons and to get rid of these poisons because you have no temptation at all. So if we live in our society, we live our daily life, we meet the people around us, we meet the new people, we work, we buy stocks, we invest, we gamble, then eventually we will encounter those obstacles and sufferings. And through the process of dealing with these sufferings and encountering, we slowly and eventually we develop our wisdoms, and that's the chance of, and that's how we become Buddha. So right, so it's completely very down to earth. And yeah, you got something to say?
And I have one request. Can you actually translate that what Scott told us in the Chinese version?
Okay. Yeah, some people think that being a Buddhist, you will have a lot of rules. For example, they say that there is a rule that prevents you from having sex or even masturbating. Uh, First, that's illogical because if the real wisdom is we cannot have sex and we cannot masturbate, why does nature give us this function? So that's completely wrong. That's simply wrong. Uh, but if we go back to the origin on why people think that there's a rule that forbids people uh, from any sexual intercourse or having a desire for sexual affairs, the origin is that this rule probably originated from the India many years ago, and back in that time, women were treated as merely property.
It's a chattel, right?
Yeah, chattel, property, something like that. At least not a live human being. So the rules actually forbid people, they prohibit people, male people, from interfering with other people's chattels. So that's what they try to prevent. They're not saying that having sexual intercourse between two sexes was wrong. They just said that you cannot interfere or misappropriate other people's property or chattels without other people's consent. So probably it's talking about theft instead of anti-sexual rule. Um, right. So which translates that even if you find a prostitute, as long as you pay, then you haven't broken any rules. Right. So yeah. So you can say that actually Buddhism permits finding a prostitute.
Oh, and they're saying if they're in marriage, but the husband or the wife try to rape each other is also breaking the rules.
Try to what each other?
強姦.
Oh, wait. Okay, try to rape each other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
without consent.
yeah.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
sexual intercourse without consent. So consent was the crux. Very modern, right? Yeah. So yeah, Buddhism was just a set of guidance on how we should live our life. It's just like laws and it's just like the moral rationale behind every laws and regulations we have nowadays. So we shouldn't treat it as a strict rules or regulation, and it's not devised by Buddha. You're right. Buddha is just there to show you the path of how he became Buddha. And because Buddhism said everyone has a chance to become Buddha, and we might become Buddha or become Buddha each way, and the path we become Buddha in the future will not be the same path how Shakyamuni became a Buddha, right? So we should just live our own life, just be ourselves, improve every day and practice more, face our temptation, deal with our desires, and eventually, even if we cannot become Buddha in this life, you will become Buddha in the next life or next life. So it just takes time, and I hope everybody, after watching this video, you have a new perception about Buddhism, and it's not outdated, it's not old-fashioned, it's just historical, but it's still modern.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So yeah. So no, I think that's all for today, and thank you for watching us, and please give us more like and comments and follow. So we need your support to stay here.
yeah. Thank you.
See you
Bye
next time.
bye.